Hi, thanks for joining me in this short walkthrough of what we're going to do in the activities to create together a create stage user journey map. I'm very excited about this and working with all of you. So let's jump right into the activities. So those of you who are not familiar with a user journey map, it looks something like this. So as you can see here, we have this map section. Whoops. We have this map section, and it allows us to record the stages, steps, actions, feelings, pain points, and opportunities across the whole flow or journey of the user as they use our product, and also with touch points that exist outside of our product, outside of GitLab. And to do this, this is a very ambitious thing to create a user journey map for the whole create stage. We're going to start by creating doing it in a linear way with a hypothesis-based map. And this is basically joining all of the knowledge, assumptions, and hypotheses that all of us have from the time of not only using but also working directly with the product. And ideally, this will allow us to identify where we have gaps in our confidence, and that will so that we can then dig deeper and perform research on those gaps. And after that, ideally, we can then create a research-based user journey map. That's the most valuable user journey map because the foundations are rock solid because they're based on actual research that we get from users. But for now, let's do the hypothesis base so that we can get this out of the door. And for this, I have split the domain counterparts across the create stage groups into different time zone groups. So we will have engineering managers, product designers, product managers, the technical writer, Amy, and our UX researcher, Ben, join us in different time zone groups. And you will collaborate with people that you usually don't work with that belong to other create groups. And we will all together create a create stage user journey map. So each group, depending on their time zone, will go through different activities. I will be your facilitator. And I haven't introduced myself. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Pedro, and I'm based in Lisbon, Portugal, and I'm the staff product designer for the Create Code Review group. And the activities that we're going through are three. Two of them sync and one of them async. So the first one is a synchronous session where we introduce all of these activities and we brainstorm around the steps. And so as you can see here in this mural that you should all have access to, the first step is brainstorming the different steps that make up this user journey. And what do I mean by this? So we have the phases here at the top, before, during, and after in the end. And below those phases, we have stages. And the stages are basically high-level steps that are solution agnostic of what the user is trying to accomplish. Not necessarily what they're doing, but what they're trying to accomplish to perform the job. And for further context, you can see here at the top that we have identified a persona and the job to be done. And these are very, very important, and I encourage you to take a deep look at the persona and the job to be done. In this case, we will be targeting the Sasha, so the software developer persona, and there's a description here and the motivations and their frustrations. And the job to be done is when product improvements are identified, that is the situation of the job to be done, I want to propose changes that address them, that is the job, so that I can help build a better product. That is the outcome. And so with this job to be done, with this situation, with this job, and with this desired outcome, we're going to navigate that journey and add steps below these stages. So we're going to brainstorm here in this section where you can see all of these blank sticky notes and we're going to together add ideas about what steps go under each of these stages. So for example, before even users start performing this job to propose changes that address product improvements, what do they usually do, what do usually they need to collect or engage, or who they need to engage with before they even start this. And then all of the below each stage, for example, in the define stage, which is to determine the objective and plan approach to complete job, what do we need to do for the locate, for the prepare, for the confirm, and so on. I will summarize these instructions when we get together and work in our synchronous session, but this is just a quick overview. So that will be the first session, which is synchronous session, will be around the steps, and then together moving the steps that we agreed on to this section below, the map section. And this will be the final map, so to speak, where we now have more sections: actions, feelings, pain points, and opportunities. And working on the steps that we have agreed on above, you will have an async individual work that will span during a time period that is assigned to your time zone group. So in this case, for the APAC EMEA time zone group, it will be between the 1st and the 15th of December, where during this time, what I would expect you to do is to add stickies with ideas to the other sections here and try to fill this up as much as possible. And remember, all of this is just based on your experience, your assumptions, your hypothesis. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be validated. If it is, better, but it doesn't have to be. It's completely fine if we just go with our gut for now. And so your work is to fill this out as much as possible. Your colleagues will do the same. You will see their stickies. They will see your stickies. And this will be, again, an asynchronous activity during this time. And this time period will vary from time zone group to time zone group. So be sure to check your specific issue where you will be assigned. And when that ends, this time period for asynchronous work, we will have another synchronous session, which will be a wrap-up session. And before that, what I invite everyone to do is to review the stickies that your colleagues have added here during that async period, and ask questions, place comments with thoughts, so that we can then have a more productive conversation during our synchronous wrap-up session, where we will go through those comments, those thoughts and questions, and discuss them. And after that, we will vote on the things that you have the least and the most confidence on. So ideally, this map will be filled with stickies, and you will then say, oh, this I have very high confidence. I don't think we need to do more research on this, but this part, I'm not so sure. And so we will have 10 votes, I think, for each voting session, and we will highlight the things that we need to do more research on and the things that we shouldn't dedicate more time researching because we already have a high confidence. And that's a quick overview. I invite you to look and read through your time zone group issue. Again, I will assign you to the issue so that you know which issue is your group. Don't worry. And also linked here at the top and also here in this first section of the goal, you have the epic, which I encourage everyone to read and understand what is the context, what is the ultimate goal of what we're trying to do here. And in the end, being a hypothesis-based map and with the synchronous activities, I hope this is just a fun time for everyone, that we can share what we know and try to build all of this together. I'm super excited about this. I hope that you are as well. Thank you so much for watching this and for participating. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.